Working for you. CBS 6 News at 6 starts with a breaking news alert.
We don't want to hear cheers about women being slammed back to the dark ages.
Because of this, these laws restricting abortion save lives.
Mixed emotions. Americans are reacting with anger, joy, fear, and confusion after the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. The landmark case guaranteed, at least at the federal level, a woman's right to abortion. That decision will now be handed back to the individual states. Good evening, I'm Candace Burns.
And I'm Bill Fitzgerald. We have complete coverage tonight with reaction from people and politicians on both sides of the abortion debate. We start with our Leland Pinder, who's here in the studio to tell us about the decision itself. Leland?
Well, Bill, this morning, the conservative majority court sided with the state of Mississippi and its supporters in Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization. With their case, Mississippi officials asked the high court to eliminate the constitutional right to abortion first established in 1973. According to the Guttmacher Institute, which supports abortion rights, an estimated 26 states were either certain or likely to ban abortion if the high court overturned or dismantled Roe. Now, President Biden spoke on the decision this afternoon, calling the ruling a, quote, sad day for the court and for the country. But House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy praised the court.
Now, with Roe gone, let's be very clear. The health and life of women in this nation are now at risk.
The people have won a victory. The right to life has been vindicated. The voiceless will finally have a voice.
CBS News polling found 2/3 of Americans wanted the court to leave Roe versus Wade in place, as it has been for nearly half a century. Now, multiple demonstrations are taking place right now across the country. That includes right here in Richmond at the federal courthouse. That's where my colleague Maggie Marshall is right now to tell us how Virginia advocacy groups are responding to the Supreme Court decision tonight. Maggie?
Hey, Leland, it's been a really emotional day for advocacy groups really across this issue. Some are celebrating this as a win, and others are deeply devastated and are now taking to the streets to protest. And just a little bit of protest will be underway here to protest in support, or against abortion. Now, against the Planned Parenthood of Virginia and the Birth and Color RVA, they say they're gonna come out here to protest to not stop fighting. They plan to do all that they can to make sure abortion stays legal in Virginia. They say it's really heartbreaking to see something get reversed that their mothers and grandmothers fought for 50 years ago. And these groups are also thinking about those impacted in trigger states where bans on abortion will now soon go into effect.
We're doing everything that we can to make sure that, one, access is protected here in the Commonwealth of Virginia for years to come, but also that we're finding ways to expand access. How do we make sure that folks who are going to be traveling to Virginia get care?
Advocates that are pro-life, like the Family Foundation of Virginia, also say their work isn't done with this decision. They say this is one step closer to the rights of the unborn in Virginia to be protected, and they are ready to work with Governor Glenn Youngkin and other lawmakers to pass legislation to ban abortion.
The goal has never been overturning Roe, it's saving unborn lives, and there's still a lot of work to be done here in Virginia to actually do that.
Pro-life advocacy groups in Richmond plan to do things more behind the scenes in the coming days to work with lawmakers and those against the decision. They're plan to take to the streets here to protest for the next several hours. Working for you in Richmond, I'm Maggie Marshall, CBS 6 News.
Thank you, Maggie. And now that the Supreme Court has overturned Roe, saying the states can decide the abortion issue, where does that leave Virginia?
We go now to our Cameron Thompson, who is at the state capitol. He explains how lawmakers on both sides are responding. Cameron?
Yeah, and Candace, Bill, we've actually been on the move a little bit here. If you just look to my left, we're a few streets away from that protest going on that Maggie is at. And as you can see, we were on the Capitol grounds right now, but Capitol Police telling us we had to get off as they are shutting the grounds down now and starting to close up the gates. Meanwhile, regarding abortion access here in Virginia, unlike those other states with the trigger laws, there is nothing changing here in Virginia when it comes to access to abortion, but it does set up a political fight down the road.
Despite Friday's Supreme Court ruling, abortions under Virginia law are allowed through the second trimester or about 24 weeks. Third trimester abortions are allowed under some circumstances, such as a fatal fetal diagnosis or the life of the mother being at risk.
Access in Virginia to abortion is legal, it's safe.
Friday afternoon, state Democrats and pro-choice supporters rallied on the grounds of the state capitol, promising to keep that access in place and criticizing the court's decision.
For the first time in my lifetime, the court has taken away a right, and that my daughter could have fewer rights than I do is outrageous.
But state Republicans welcome the chance for states to set their own rules.
I think it's a historic day, and this will give states the opportunity to start a conversation.
But what happens from here is up for debate, with Republicans in control of the governor's mansion and House of Delegates, and Democrats holding a slim majority in the state Senate.
I'm a pro-life governor.
Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin also applauded the ruling and said in a statement he's asked 4 Republicans to work on bipartisan legislation, with his office adding he wants a focus on when a fetus can feel pain, including a 15-week threshold. This was the governor on Thursday.
We'll start those discussions. It's going to require a cooperation between our legislators and the governor in order to get something done, and we're going to start that work.
Meanwhile, some Republicans have expressed support for protection even sooner.
I do believe life begins at conception, 100%, and I will do everything I can to protect innocent life.
But Democrats are promising a pushback on those efforts.
I have fought these proposals in the past. I will keep fighting these proposals, and we're going to make sure they don't pass in January or after January.
Now, with waiting to be seen whether or not an agreement can be reached, a political analyst I talked to said that this will act as a political motivator for both of the parties' bases in the next election cycle, as they'll make the plea that they will need full control of the Senate, the House, and the governor's mansion in order to pass the legislation that their side wants. And again, coming back here at Capitol Square, just a few blocks away from where that protest Maggie is at, hearing from a spokesperson for the Department of General Services saying that, quote, in consultation with our law enforcement partners, DGS decided to close Capitol Square to ensure we could protect the buildings, grounds, and people here, end quote. Now, along with hearing a lot from politicians and from groups on both sides of this abortion issue, many regular Virginians have an opinion on this, and for that we go to our Brendan King, who's hitting the streets and talking with them. And Brendan, what did you hear?
Yeah, thanks, Cameron. I heard many opinions, and like you just told us, some are fearful for the future. Many say that they fear that this decision is setting back America about 50 years or so. And if you look behind us here, as this massive crowd has made their way back on East Broad Street, and instead of using the sidewalks, some are using the middle of the roads. You have some in the median here, and they're chanting. Others we talked to today, they are cheering the Supreme Court on, saying this is a win for not only states' rights, but also the Bible.
Well, we're here standing for life as a Christian and a follower of Jesus Christ.
Pastor Carson Atherley spends his Friday with his family in Richmond, celebrating.
Every single human being is created in the image of God, and so I can't think of a better place to be on a Friday afternoon than here, standing for life. It's important.
They applaud the historic Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade, the landmark case upholding a woman's right to choose.
Well, I was thrilled, overjoyed. I mean, we believe as Christians not only that life begins at conception, but we actually believe that life begins before conception. The Bible says that before we were in our mother's womb, God knew us.
In Carytown, most visitors here share with me feelings of anger, disappointment, and grief.
It's really disturbing. It's going to put so many people at risk, so many bodies in danger.
I've had kids on adoption lists for years.
Andrea Golagi is visiting from Florida, where she works as a social worker.
These children, a lot of them, end up for adoption or in foster care, and nobody does anything. So where is the care for the children's lives? Is it only in the womb, or is it after they're born too?
Some concerned with the impacts this change could have on young women in particular.
Like, the bad guys are always going to have guns. They're always going to get one. Regardless, it's just like abortions. They're always going to get abortions. It doesn't matter. Now you're just making it harder and unsafe for them to get abortions.
Sure, obviously, that's still going to happen, but the reality is this is going to drastically affect the amount of abortions that happen in this country. That's the reality. Whether they're safe or not, you're going to see the number of abortions go down significantly.
certainly no shortage of opinions there, and those who oppose today's Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade say this is a perfect example of why voting matters. Meanwhile, as you hear behind me, the protests continue here in downtown Richmond. Working for you, I'm Brendan King, CBS 6 News.
Thanks, Brendan. Our coverage of this historic decision continues tonight at 7 and at 11, and you can also see our stories on our website and the free CBS 6 app.